Well, the curtain has been closed on meteorological winter 2021-22, and we now say hello to spring 2022. Thanks for clicking on the Vogan's European Outlook. It is the 1st of March, and the sun is shining, and yeah, it is good to see the sun shine today. It is also nice to feel a little bit of warmth on that underneath that sun as well. Today's video, I want to look at a couple of little aspects that has been on my mind in the last day or so, and the first thing I want to look at actually and talk about, should I say, more or less, is the fuel prices that we have at this moment in time. The cost of living, of course, you don't need me to tell you this, has just completely shot through the roof. I've noticed the gas price in our own home is considerably up on what it has been, just a couple of months ago. And remarkable stuff. I drove in to Hamilton Services yesterday afternoon to see the price of petrol at 174.9 a litre and diesel at 176.9 a litre. That's the highest I've seen it. Now, I did see one tweet that said that in 2001, during the fuel crisis, was seen £2 a litre. But remarkable stuff, $100 per barrel. The average price now in the UK to fill up your car is at £1.50 a litre. And you only have to look at Europe, and before the Russia-Ukraine crisis was unveiled a week or so ago, we already had a crisis in terms of fuel in Europe in particular, and that has got a lot of things to do with, of course, the downturn in productivity during COVID, and of course the rapid demand for fuel since we've come out of the couple of lockdowns that we experienced, and the demand has went through the roof, and of course everything that we use in our house, that we buy in the shops, everything has some sort of an element to do with energy, fuel, natural gas, so on and so forth. And it is quite a scary prospect what's going on, of course, in Ukraine. Very devastating indeed, some of the scenes that we're seeing, some of the stories that we're seeing, just unbelievable. I did visit Ukraine 3 years ago. Beautiful part of the world as well. It has its problems, it has its poverty, but a wonderful people, and beautiful cities as well. I did visit, very fortunate enough to visit the port city of Odessa on the Black Sea coast, and just to see what's going on at the moment is just unbelievable. And the fuel crisis was bad enough as it is, and the reason why, I did do a little bit of research in terms of what's going on in Europe with regards to the fuel crisis. Why is the situation as it is? Didn't realize actually that somewhat of 40%, I believe, of fuel within the EU is imported from Russia. That, of course, isn't a good thing. We also had, of course, the COVID crisis, and we also had a very windless 2020, which meant that the renewable energy sector did not receive the same output of generated energy through wind, and therefore the reliance turned on fossil fuels, and of course a lot of demand has been on fossil fuels. And one thing I would say is that in some aspects, the year 2020 wasn't kind in terms of renewable energy, and it then put more pressure on the natural gas sector. But that being said, the winter that we've just had could have been a lot worse, folks. If you look at the 2 meter temperature anomaly here for the overall 90-day period, and this is the temperature profile. This is the temperature anomaly for the past 90 days, which basically incorporates the winter season that we've just had. We've had a very mild winter. So, based on the situation that we've got at the moment with regards to the fuel crisis, prices going through the roof, the squeeze on the pocket, the pressure that day to day families, millions and millions of people, not just in the UK, but across Europe, struggling to pay their bills. Do I heat my home or do I feed my children? This is the situation that people are facing all across the land, and it is a very sad, it is a very concerning situation. And of course, when you throw in the Russian situation and the fact that Nord Stream 1, basically fuels Europe in a sense, with natural gas, gas to heat your homes, gas to fill up trucks. Everything is involved in this, and it is quite a scary prospect when you think the man that is in charge of fuel in Europe has decided to bring war to Ukraine. Anything can happen, and we just have to hope and pray that this situation can be resolved sometime soon here. But it's just been a triple storm of events. Lack of wind during 2020. We had COVID. We had the rise of people coming out of their homes, hitting the roads, traveling in the sky, going by boat. All of a sudden, the world has started to move, and of course, the demand for energy has shot through the roof. Prices have shot through the roof, and I think the one saving grace, if you ask me, is the fact that we didn't have a particularly bad winter. And hopefully, my ideas with regards to the remainder of March, albeit it's only the 1st of March, I hope that they don't come true, because a colder March and then a colder April would increase that demand, increase the cost, and increase, of course, the already tight budgets that people are on at this moment in time. So here is hoping that things, this spring isn't as cold as what I anticipate. But it has been a mild February in particular, one of the warmest on record for both the UK and across Europe as well. And I believe that is a saving grace, if you will, with regards to what's going on at this moment in time here. But are we going to see prices maybe reach £2 a litre? Who knows? But certainly it is worrying days and stressful days for many, many people. I have released my March outlook here, and I will quickly skim through that because I want to talk quickly about what's going on at this moment in time. Now, of course, I alluded already to the Madden-Julian oscillation, the enhanced convective activity within the tropics that can influence and does influence the northern hemispheric pattern. At this moment in time, it looks as if it's going to go through into phases 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. That rotation eastwards may help boost blocking high pressure further north. And then what we may see as we go forward is the possibility of something going on within the stratosphere. Now, I do have a quick recap within the article. Please check it out. It's on marfoganweather.com, and you can have a look at that and see what I write about with regards to what's happened during the winter season. There's plenty of information on there. But what is interesting is that I have made mention about so the Madden-Julian oscillation here, GFS ensemble, upcoming 5 days. You can see here blocking high pressure to the north of Europe, negative to the south. You can see that here in the 6 to 10 day period. And by the time we reach the 11 to 15, it looks as if we may start to see Atlantic weather coming back in. Certainly that's according to the model. 2-meter temperature anomalies upcoming 5 days looks like this here. Cool across the central and southeastern portion of the continent here, warm across the north. But notice here in the 6 to 10 day that we do start to see below normal temperatures across the western portion of Europe here, as you can see. And then, of course, with the reversal in the height field seen by the GFS ensemble the day 11 to 15. It warms back up here. Sudden stratospheric warming, is it? I don't know. We are seeing significant warming taking place over the next 7 to 10 days within the stratosphere. Means nothing if it doesn't, of course, transfer that warmth, that energy down into the troposphere to affect the tropospheric polar vortex. And this is what I'm talking about here. So this is what the 10 HPA profile within the Arctic atmosphere looks like at the moment. So we've got the warming over Siberia. We've still got a strong enough polar vortex pull down into Canada, Greenland, and Iceland here. But I notice here as we go to 168 hours, a week out, you can see here that the warming taking place over the top of the pole, displacement of the polar vortex into Eurasia here, as you can see. And then 240 hours, there is a significant weakening of that stratospheric polar vortex way up at the very top of the stratosphere. But let's look at the 70 HPA. This is the lower portion of the stratosphere into the troposphere. This is crucial because this is where it counts, folks. You can have a stratospheric warming, but there is no coupling between the stratosphere and the troposphere. So this is what it currently looks like at the moment down within the upper portion of the troposphere. Notice here, a week from now, look at the difference here. This is what it looks like now. Polar vortex centered over the pole. Of course, we've got the high pressure further south that has been driving the zone of westerlies. Stormy pattern, mild pattern, as you can see here. But a week from today, this is how it's looking. You can see the warming taking place from East Asia, across Alaska, across North America, arguably down towards Greenland here. And in the 240-hour period, which takes us out to 10 days from now, so that'll be about, what, the 10th or 11th of March, strong warming taking place in the lower portion of the stratosphere into the troposphere. This would represent possibly a west-based negative North Atlantic oscillation. This is the evidence that backs up my theory, my ideas that I think we could see a turn to colder end of March and during the month of April. And of course, the Mann-Julian oscillation possibly may bring cold before that here. I hope I'm wrong, and I may well be wrong with regards to the ideas I've got with the spring. I do certainly hope that it is wrong, given the fact that the pressure that is put under everybody at this moment in time. And of course, our thoughts and prayers continue with the people of Ukraine and all affected in that situation here. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back hopefully tomorrow, if not in the next couple of days, with more. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye for now.